The Dualtron Mini, Speedway Legger Pro, or Futecher Gun Pro are all three single motor scooters that are pretty high output and have some similar features. Here's a comparison chart for you to look at. I got the MSRP for each scooter. Battery capacity, of course, Speedway Legger Pro definitely has the most battery capacity. The motor, that's what is determined by the voltage and the amp output of the controller, is shown there. The Futecher Gun Pro is the one that has the bump in amperage and bump in wattage. Range and efficiency, I got by far the best range with the Speedway Legger Pro, and I had a really low efficiency, I'm not sure exactly why, with the Dualtron Mini. Efficiency, if you don't know, is how many watt hours you're using per mile. I can figure out by recharging, and high usage of watt hours per mile, it means something is a little less efficient for whatever reason, and so then you're using more battery per mile. Tip on the bottom there, if you weigh more than me, you're going to use more watt hours per mile, and if you weigh less than me, you're going to use less watt hours per mile. Generally, just a way to use this to gauge your own range. Next thing is a interesting few tidbits on the specs that I think stand out between these three scooters. The deck length and width. The Dualtron Mini has a noticeably shallow deck, so I always felt like I was standing on the brace plate, and then by comparison, Legger Pro feels like it has the largest deck by far, and it's really easy to change foot positions on. Handlebar height, Dualtron Mini is fixed, but in a pretty good spot for most people, 40 inches, and the other two handlebars in their highest setting or their highest preset are still a little lower than that, so a taller rider might want that Dualtron Mini extra height handlebar. And then the tires are the last thing. It kind of goes from Futecher Gun to Speedway Legger Pro to Dualtron Mini, even though the tire itself between the Speedway Legger Pro and the Dualtron Mini are actually the same tire, but the Dualtron Mini's rim kind of stretches it out differently, so I guess it has a more effective diameter of 9 inches, but those two are pretty dang close from a tire size comparison. And the last item there, weight, I thought it was really interesting that all within a couple pounds of each other, so if that's a factor for you, it's going to be pretty close. Briefly going to talk about the performance, and this is all data that I collected. The Dualtron Mini is noticeably kind of the weakest in the performance front, acceleration wise, hill climbing, and top speed. The Speedway Legger Pro had the highest top speed, even though it was a little slower than the Futecher Gun in acceleration, for whatever reason. That's flat ground with me at 175 pounds via GPS. So this should help you if you really are looking for a hill climbing scooter. Between these three, I would not go with the Dualtron Mini. And if you really want a 30 mile per hour top speed, I wouldn't go with the Dualtron Mini. Some other people have reported they've actually gotten a higher top speed than I saw. All right, this last slide is intangible stuff. And I just did a quick ranking, and I'm just going to go through what the number one ranked one was down the list real quick, and I'm going to tell you why. Ride comfort, by far, Dualtron Mini has the best suspension of these three scooters. No comparison. Ride stability, that was kind of between that one and the Speedway Legger Pro. Boy, that's only the first time I messed up. Speedway Legger Pro. And it's very close. That's kind of a combination of how the tire feels and the handlebars, the Futecher Gun Pro, definitely the lowest on that. Fun factor, I kind of think it's a little bit of a tie between the Futecher Gun Pro and the Dualtron Mini, with the Speedway Legger being not quite as fun, a little more practical. Reliability, from what I've seen and seen reports of, Speedway Legger Pro has been great. Dualtron Mini is kind of known for some flat issues, and then the Futecher Gun Pro I had a couple of problems with. So that one, I think there's some kinks to work out with the Futecher Gun Pro. Last one is portability. Is kind of where the Futecher Gun Pro shines. It kind of has the smallest form factor, the way it folds. Then the Speedway Legger Pro is a little beefier, and then the Dualtron Mini, least portable. All right, I'm just going to hang it out here, what my overall opinion would be, and I'm somebody that doesn't tend to ride super fast. For me, I would rank the Speedway Legger Pro number one in this list. I would then go with the Dualtron Mini, and then finally the Futecher Gun Pro. And so hopefully this little look of these three scooters helps you out. If this kind of comparison does, let me know. And there's going to be links here to each of the three reviews I did of these three scooters. So thanks a lot.